Hi, my name is Jennifer Hawkins, and I am doing my final project, which is a tribute speech. This is supposed to be about someone famous, someone, a political figure, a historical figure, someone that you want to pay tribute to. I have chosen to use my husband, Roderick. We've been together since we were 16 and 17. We are now 41 and 42. We have been through a lot, needless to say. I just don't, it just how one person can have so much going on in their life, have been through so much, but yet they still have the faith to keep going on. His faith is just remarkable. I mean, sometimes it kind of makes you angry he has so much faith because he can step out where you can't see that there's a step. My first point is just overcoming the odds. He came from a single parent household. He didn't live in the best of neighborhoods. In the world's eyes, he wasn't supposed to make it this far. In psychology today, they explain that fathers are just as important as an essential part of a healthy child's development as mothers are. His father was there, but he just wasn't there as much as his mother was, or how much you would expect a father to be. How he's been with our kids. He's been there with our children from day one. My next point, he's just an exceptional person with exceptional faith. Being a pastor is a hard job, especially when you're young. You have 5 kids, still have, life, everyday things to take care of, and then you're sick on top of that. Peter Drucker, he posted the 4 hardest jobs in America: the president, a university president, a CEO of a hospital, and a pastor. I would have to agree with that. A pastor is one of the hardest jobs. He still has to be there, no, if he feels like it or not, with his congregation. He still has to be there with his children. We are firm believers of Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. That's what happened with my husband. My husband was brought up younger in the church. He strayed away. He went down many wrong paths. But in the end, God saw fit and brought him back to it. Another point is that just he's been sick a lot of his life, a lot of our marriage. That he was diagnosed with lupus at the age of 27. That was a big shocker. We didn't know what was wrong with him. He was just sick. He was a very sick young man. Finally found a doctor that said, okay, we're going to do these tests, and if these tests don't work, then we'll go on to another set. He had chemo in his early 30s due to end-stage kidney failure. They thought the low-dose chemo would reverse the effects, and it did. It worked for a while. Then probably in his late 30s, early 40s, went back into kidney failure, stage 5. That he ended up getting put on dialysis, hemodialysis, which he did at home every night. Every night he had to hook up to a machine. We had to make sure our house was sterile. You had to turn the heat or the air conditioning off before he could hook up. It was just a ritual that we had to do every night, every morning. You had to make sure all of his supplies were here. Everything was clean. He did this every night for almost a year. Then God saw fit, May 2018, to bless him with a kidney. According to the Transplant Living, there are currently around 93,000 people on the kidney transplant list. God saw fit to give my husband a kidney, so he was one of those 93,000 people. It's just amazing the amount of energy, and you didn't realize, he still pushed through. Even though he was in kidney failure, on dialysis, he remodeled our house. He remodeled all of our floors. He just kept pushing. He never missed a sermon. He never missed a ball game. There were so many things that he could have just said, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. But he never did. And I admire him for that. Like I said, we have 5 kids, and they all, trying to tell 5 kids that their daddy might not make it was one of the hardest things we ever had to do, but I had him by my side to do that. I have a few pictures. Here's one of him right after his kidney transplant. We already had these family pictures scheduled and he was not supposed to be out, but we snuck him out and did them anyway. Here's a current one. We had a marriage conference at our church and we had a photo booth. So here was kind of a little fun photo that we did. I could go on and on about my husband. There's just not enough time. But I thank you for letting me do this for him. He is my rock. He's been my rock from day one, and I don't know what I would do without him. So, thank you.